Hey everybody, it's Mr. M here to introduce you to some new technology that we can use to help work with our students. Um, During today's presentation, we're going to cover a few different ones that I've just recently discovered. Flipgrid, LiveBinders, Screencastify, Kriyaza, Real World Math, PeerGrade, and Coggle. So let's get started. Flipgrid. Flipgrid is an application that allows students and teachers to communicate with each other through video-based interaction and discussion. Flipgrid is a great tool for having that live interaction with your students, being able to engage them in conversation and discussions, and really allows them to not only communicate with you as a teacher, but also to communicate to each other as well. Flipgrid enhances instruction by connecting students virtually, allowing them to interact and learn from each other, and gives them time for self-reflection. Flipgrid also meets standards for both educator and students according to the ISTE. So educator standards, Flipgrid promotes positive contribution online, digital literacy and media fluency, safe and ethical behavior, independence and learning differences, innovative learning environments. On the educator side, on the student side, it really empowers learners for reflection, feedback, and improvement. It gives that citizenship awareness and positive ethical behavior. And it also makes them a global communicator, allowing them to connect with other learners. And it allows them to use collaborative technology to really engage each other in the learning process. LiveBinders is a really cool tool. Much like the old 3-ring binders of yesterday, LiveBinders allows you to set up an online 3-ring binder where teachers can put in a tab for each of the activities that need to be done. It really allows you to create a lesson online for students to use for distance learning, flipped classrooms, blended learning, whatever you might want. It enhances instruction by organizing information in a really easy format, allows you to share information pretty easily and quickly with students, and it really supports that distance learner and gives them that opportunity to create digital products of their own as well. LiveBinders also meets the the ISTE educator standards, modeling this work for new colleagues, creating new learning experiences for students, giving that critical examination of online resources, real-world learning experiences, designing authentic experiences that align with standards, and student ownership. On the ISTE student side, it does allow students to participate in how they share intellectual property, since they're going to be going in and using this as a tool for sharing links and things they find on the internet. It's really important that they meet that aspect as well. Knowledge constructor, research strategies, how students learn, where they can find information, how they're going to put that information together in an organized fashion, curating digital resources, creating visualizations, and publishing custom messages and media. Another tool that's really good to use in classrooms is Screencastify. This allows users to create an entire lesson online record that lesson, narrate a presentation, do an activity, really do all that online and record all that so you can share that with students. This supports universal design for learning, where you can have students have multiple activities that they can use. It really is a good tool for teachers and students as well. Here you can create complete lessons for students to work through on their own. You can guide them through that process. You can interact with students and provide feedback for improvement right through the tool. And it does fully support a flipped or blended classroom, and giving that time for students to work at home and then have that activity time in class. Kriyaza is another neat tool. It allows you to create your own cartoons and mind maps and other graphics that you can embed into presentations, videos, or lessons, or maybe some of the tools that we just used before. Kriyaza also has a whole mind map tool built into it, so it's really a handy functional tool. This enhances instruction by giving you some creativity, control over what you can include in your content. It enhances that whole visual learning experience for students. There's some online and collaboration for group activities, and there's a whole feedback channel for students so you can really communicate and interact with them through the tool. Real World Math is what I'm really excited about. Real World Math is a free tool that allows users to use Google Earth images to do math problems. So this enhances instruction by giving students the opportunity to work beyond the classroom. You're not going to get those questions. I just had a question last week from one of my fifth graders on how is any of this going to help them in the real world. Well, real world math gives us the opportunity to do that. PeerGrade is an online student application where students can submit their works online and have each other grade them. So this gives an opportunity for students to give each other feedback, read each other's work, and really build that collaborative environment for students. This really gives them control over the learning process, where they can seek feedback from others and evaluate the feedback that they give, as well as how they evaluate themselves in the future. So I like PeerGrade's functionality for giving students that opportunity. The last one we're going to review is Coggle. Coggle is an online collaboration tool that allows students to work online, create mind maps, and flowcharts. Now, we've seen plenty of mind mapping tools, but Coggle is a great resource for teachers because it really supports group activities. Students can go in real time, work on a mind map together, develop that with teacher supervision, and really take control of the whole mind mapping process before they get started on a project. I like this for group activities. It really gives us that control for students to really plan what they're going to do before they go out and do it. So I think this is something that we can model to them in like a whole classroom environment where we kind of guide them through that, and then before we let them loose on their own. That's what I have today. So everyone go out there and implement these tools in your classroom and see how you can help enhance learning for all your students as well.